Good day, adventurers. A couple of nights ago I got caught in the dark on this bike, KTM 690 Enduro. Now to be fair, I've had this bike for probably 10 months, getting close to a year now, and that's the first time I've ever been on it in the dark. And I've got to say, when you're riding in the dark on this bike, you are riding in the dark. I had a fair idea that the headlight was not great. It does actually have an aftermarket LED bulb in the headlight. Now, I don't know if it's the right one, but either way, the low beams pretty much point 2 meters in front of the bike, so they are absolutely useless. And the high beams seem to do nothing. I don't know if they're pointing at the sky or what. Something changes when you hit the high beams, but it doesn't get any brighter, I can tell you that much. So needless to say, it was a fairly scary 90k ride through the bush and some road parts as well in the dark. And I pretty much swore then and there that I was not ever going to be doing that again, not without getting some decent lighting on this bike. Now ironically, I've had some decent little 2-inch pod lights at home ready to go. I just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet, so I kind of made that my priority. And I thought I'd share the process with you guys. Now these lights were actually sent to me from Novsight, I'm not sure how you say that. So as usual, I'll show you guys what you get in the box. We'll go through a quick installation of the lights on the bike, and then of course a road test in the dark, see how well they go. You can see now, even if they weren't 1500 lumen per light powerhouses, they were going to be a lot better than the stock light and definitely improve the lighting situation when you're riding that bike in the dark. So these particular lights are the Novsight Cyber 1 2-inch pod lights. They are really small and compact and easy to mount on a bike like this. Okay, so these particular lights are kind of unique. They're not just high beam spotlights, they are dual colored. So you've got two different beam patterns. You've got a low beam pattern, which is an amber colored, like a yellow light for, it's your low beam light, and you've also got a bright white high beam light, so you can run both of those at the same time or one or the other. And there's also some flashing modes in there, which I don't think anybody would really use, but they're there if you need them. And of course, another good thing about having auxiliary lights on your bike, it's more visibility for other road users. They can see you a lot easier, especially if you're running those lights during the daytime as well as at night. You can just run those low beams, those yellow lights during the day. It's going to give you a lot more visibility to cars and all that sort of thing. So there is that safety aspect of it as well. Now, as I mentioned, 1500 lumens per light, so you're looking at 3000 lumens combined. They draw 20 watts each, so 40 watts total draw. Now these lights are IP68 water and dust proof. Now a lot of lights aren't quite to that level of waterproofness. Lights I've reviewed in the past have ended up leaking water. One of them was because of a cracked lens, fair enough, but yeah, these ones are supposed to be super watertight, so you shouldn't have any worry about pressure washing your bike, any of that sort of stuff. They should be fine. Alright, in the box we get obviously two cool solid chunky monkey pod lights. Get some extra wire. These are like plug and play, so in case you need to mount the lights further away. It's your wiring harness. It just plugs into the battery. You've got an accessory wire as well, control box, and a little switch that goes on your handlebars, so you can switch on the high beams, the low beams, and all the flashing modes and stuff. And that is of course fused as well. Plenty of wire on that one. Quick start guide, bunch of zip ties, and you also get a fairly decent mounting kit with this one. It all comes nicely wrapped. So we do have that style of bracket, and we also get some bar clamp mounts. So you can sort of choose whichever one you want. If you've got something to bolt it onto, you just use that, or if you want to mount to a crash bar or something, that's your huckleberry right there. A whole bunch of bolts, washers, nuts, all the stuff you need to mount it. You get the Allen keys of course as well. That I believe is to mount your little handlebar switch somewhere. Spare fuse even. And you get a bunch of these little plugs too, I think, for whatever holes you're not using to mount it on here. You can plug them up and make them look better. Alright, let's get these fitted up to the bike and wired up and everything. Right, so as you saw, I mounted these to the bark busters. It's a little bit unconventional, I suppose, but yeah, the only way I could mount them to the crash bars was to have them sticking out here, and they would just get munted the first time I dropped the bike. Anywhere in here, it's too, blocked off by the forks and everything. There was nowhere really to put them down there. I could have made up some brackets for the triple clamps or something like that, but in the end this was easier. They're up high, out of the way. They're not going to get damaged at all there. Pretty much impossible to damage them. They don't hit anything when I turn the handlebars, and yeah, they also, as you steer the handlebars, the light's going to turn with the handlebars, so whichever way the bars are facing, obviously it's going to light up that way, so that's always a good thing as well. So yeah, I just used the bar clamp mounts that they provided. They went on there, no worries at all. They're not adjusted up yet. I'll have to suss that out once I get out in the dark tonight, but yeah, I think they look pretty cool. Not too overly obtrusive or anything like that. And yeah, we've got the switch mounted up here to the brake reservoir perch. I would have liked to have put this over on this side, but there's just nowhere to bolt it to. I could make up some kind of other bracket for it, but yeah, it's okay. To be honest, if I was going to leave it set up like this, I would just leave the stock lights on low beam all the time, because the high beam's fucking useless, as I mentioned, and just use this. Like, I'd have the yellow lights on all the time, and then the white high beam lights when needed, and then just switch the high beams off when a car's coming the other way or whatever. But I reckon what I'm going to end up doing on this bike, and this is just my personal preference, right? I'm going to get rid of the switch, and I'm just going to have these wired into the high and low beams. The yellows will be on whenever the bike's running, low beam, and when I flick the high beams on, then the high beam white light will come on as well. Doing it this way, how it's designed to be, it's a lot easier. Like, it's plug and play. You just bolt everything up, hook it up to the power, and off you go. Yeah, there you go, the Novsight Cyber 1 2-inch pods. Very cool looking lights. Righto guys, road test time. Now firstly, what I want to say is, it's not a good idea having the switch for the lights on the accelerator side. I never thought of it, but yeah, trying to switch that while not letting go of the accelerator, not good. So definitely put the switch on the left hand side if you can. Secondly, I do not even want to ride with the stock light. To give you an idea, like, I'll ride with the auxiliary lights running, but just for now we're stopped. Hopefully this camera is going to show the difference, but this is the low beam with the stock LED headlight that I've got in there at the moment. And as you can see, when I put the high beam on, it does not do much. Absolutely useless. Just sitting still here, I'll flick on the low beam yellows. You can see what difference that makes. And then the high beam whites. So they definitely light up heaps. That's just the whites up top. And that's back to the stocks. High beam, yellows, just yellows. So I'll cruise along for a little bit. So I'll switch the high beams off again. Definitely a lot more confidence inspiring riding at night with some freaking lights. So I'll just stop here and show you guys what they look like from the front. So that's just the yellows from head height. You go down a bit, obviously a lot brighter. And I'll pop the whites on. Hopefully you can see that there they are illuminated, so you know which one's on, which ones are on. So that's both of them. Quite bright. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I'll just turn this key off and show you the flashing modes. Like a strobe. All sorts of crap. Jumping in the dark. Alright, I'll turn them off for you. That's back to the stock light. Oh man, like I can't see anything. That's bullshit. Alright, so that's the yellows on the road. It's the lights. Might have them pointing a bit high now, not too sure. Anyway, yeah, if you're blinding cars, at least they've seen you. Alrighty, so this is what the low beams look like in a sort of semi-built up area with, you know, street lights and stuff. Anyway, so concludes the test of the Novsight Cyber 1 2-inch pod lights. Now for the conclusion. Alright guys, there you go. That is the Novsight Cyber 1 2-inch pod lights. They make a huge difference to this bike and probably any bike. We all know what stock headlights are like on most bikes. I've never seen one quite as bad as the 690 yet. If you guys are keen on a set of these for your bike, they are only 250 bucks Australian per set. If you're in the States or whatever, obviously, you know, you can go onto their website and it'll show you in your local currency how much they are. By 250 Australian, you got free shipping, and I've also got a discount code for you in the description. I think you can get 20% off, which is pretty bloody good. Check out the description, guys, for details on that. And yeah, 20% off, free shipping, 250 buck lights. Like, that's a pretty good deal for the kind of quality you're getting with these. Alright guys, usual deal, please subscribe if you haven't, if you want to see more content like this. Thank you for watching. Hit the like, or if you didn't like it, hit the dislike, whatever. We'll see you on the next adventure. Cheers.